here at the head of the table, and may you grace it always from now on. Thank you.
It's so kind of you to ask me here this evening, Mr. Spelling.
It was a very, very great pleasure, I assure you, my dear lady.
If you hadn't, I don't know what I would have done. Still be waiting for Lord Babley, I imagine.
He must be a very ill-mannered young man, deserting you like this.
Now, I wouldn't be too harsh on the boy. He was probably unavoidably detained.
I still think it was inexcusably boorish of him.
You do you? Oh, my nephew introduced me to him this afternoon. I found him to be a man of great charm, culture, intelligence, chivalry, wit, affection, and understanding. As a matter of fact, I was never quite so impressed with anyone in all my life. And I'd rather not hear another word against him.
I say, do you think we'll win from Cambridge at cricket next week, Charlie?
Eh? Oh, we can't lose, old boy, with young Stiggins at the wicket.
Stiggins is a good man, all right. It's too bad it's his last year, actually.
Was he in the nets yesterday?
Oh, marvelous,
Extraordinary form, he showed.
Well, Mr. Spittigue, I imagine you were quite a cricket player when you were younger.
Oh, quite, yes. I used to play a tremendous amount of cricket and bowled, you know.
Bowl, really?
Oh, bowl.
That's quite good fun.
It's amazing. Ancient game.
Yes, it's very fine. I think I've seen some photographs of you in the...
Yeah, I think it's familiar. Well,
Yes, I think it is time the ladies were retiring to the drawing room and leave the gentlemen to their port.
Just a moment. Mr. Chesney was asking me something about Brazil.
Was I?
Yes, and I'm so glad you asked me that. Now, Brazil is the most Brazilian place in all of South America. It has its rivers and lakes, hills and dales, cities and countries, days and nights, and afternoons, too, of course. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Charles, please help me.
Oh, of course, Auntie. Auntie, tell them all about your coffee plantation in Brazil.
Oh.
Yes, please do tell us. I want to hear all about it.
Well, you know what coffee is, of course. And you know what a plantation is. Well, we had a coffee plantation.
Donna Lucia, do you prefer the mocaca coffee to the pinal?
The macaca coffee? Well, yes, with a little sugar. And it's delightful when served piping hot.
I can help you now, Auntie.
Thank you, Charles.
Amy,
Thank you.
And then there's another kind of coffee. This coffee is grown from seed on wet flannel.
Oh, my dear, times are moving so fast now. It'll be in before you know it.
Such a world we live in. You know, I have a dressmaker who made this dress in 6 weeks with one of those new sewing machine attachments.
Really? They seem to be telling stories.
Charlie.
Oh, yes, Auntie. Excuse me.
Which one are they telling?
Are you going to join us, Mr. Wickham?
Oh, no, I just came to see if my auntie was all right. Thank you very much.
Well, if they can tell stories, I don't see why we can't. I know one. Of course, it's a trifle naughty.
Oh, really? Well, please tell it.
Yes, do tell it.
This is one that Dom Pedro used to tell. Perhaps Donna Lucia would prefer to tell it herself.
Tom Pedro?
Dom Pedro d'Alfadores, your late husband.
Oh, Don Pedro, of course. I know his name. I can't remember his stories.
Oh, please go on. I'm sure Donna Lucia won't mind.
No, not at all.
Well, it seems as though Dom Pedro was walking through his coffee fields one day when he came across one of his workmen who was tipsy. The man had a girl in his arms and he was kissing her.
Oh.
Well, naturally, Dom Pedro was furious and he said, "How dare you?" And the man said, "What's the matter? All your workmen do this." And Dom Pedro said, "How can you make a statement like that? What grounds do you have?" And the man said, "Coffee grounds."
Oh, what a lovely story.
heard.
Don't you remember the story, Donna Lucia? It was one of Don Pedro's favorites.
Oh, perfectly. I shrieked the first time I heard it. That reminds me of a very funny story. Well, one of you girls play something.